push this to GitHub, when you push your files to GitHub, like you have this your browser kind of checks when it's hosted, your browser checks if there's an index.html. When it doesn't see an index.html, it now gives you that 404 error page that you're seeing there. So that is like one of the reasons. Some other reason could be like maybe it has not completely gone through on it. So it's still like you still have to wait for like some moments before it actually loads up. So we should kind of check all of this. Then aside that, I see that some people are doing some magic when you come to this design. So these small boxes that you have here, these are actually you use divs to create all of this. These are not, you don't get the image and then try to display flex. These are like divs, and then you have to use flex to configure everything here. So which we're actually going to we're going to just continue on this page, and then see what we can actually all right. So that was any other thing I remember, I'll still bring it up. So in the last class, before we did Git, so this was where we stopped. This was where we got to, and then some people started suggesting different things that could help. I don't want to mention them. So we're going to continue here from this next section. So this is what we have currently. So we're going to continue to the next section. Actually, this our button is funny looking. Yeah, it has a border, and we don't need all those borders. We don't need the border. We don't need a whole lot of things. Sorry about that. So can you guys hear me? So we're supposed to start working on this section now. So another thing I want to let us understand is like this section is like 100 VH. So when I say 100 VH, I mean when you scroll to this section, you kind of see that this gray section kind of fills the entire screen at a glance. So when you're creating yours, you should actually make it to be that way. So you take note of where you need to use like 100 VH. So it's section by section. This is 100 VH, this other section 100 VH, and then you keep going. So that kind of stuff. This side does not look like 100 VH anyway. So let's just get right to it. Yeah. So let's get right to it. So I'm going to do my section. I have an ID. So I'm using the hash there because it's an ID section. And I'm calling it process section. Oh, and then by the way, so I kind of need all of us to fast track our learning because we have a whole lot to cover. So I think I'll be giving more things to work on so that when I say more things to work on, I need you to to know that you have to finish your task on time and then you have to work on more tasks. So that's the way we're actually going to cover a lot because if we keep dragging our feet, we won't do much. Very soon, the project phase will be here, and then we have to deliver well on those projects. So we just need to buckle our shoes and tighten our seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride very soon. Okay, and I didn't mean to scare anybody, so let's just. So we have process section. Don't know if somebody's scared. So inside this process section, notice that all of this is they're on the same line. So that means for us not to have content spilling towards the end of this page, we have to use a container. Yeah. So we have to use a container. Okay, so so we'll do a container. Remember it was a class. And then this container, remember that it has a width of 80%. Let's just go, yeah, is it? So making it not to touch the edges. So 80% margin of 0 or 2. So I've put that container now. So I'm now going to do my flex. Remember I created a custom class for flex. So which has like a property of display flex. So I'm going to call that class here. So flex. So this flex just denotes display flex. All right. So inside here, now I'm going to do left first. Left section. So this left section has, so I'm just going to do 2 at once so that we know that it's 2 sections. And then we have like, okay. So I get your point here. Sorry about that. I think I also need to increase the, okay. Thanks for that. So we have the right process section. I have reason for actually naming it that way. Okay, so we have the left section and then the right process section. So these are because this is like 2 sections. So we have this part and then we also have this other part too. All right, so based on that, we need to work on these 2 sections so that we can actually achieve this. So first things first, we are going to start with this part. So I'm going to use a H2 because I could have used a H1 here, but for SEO purpose, you need to have one H1 on your page, no more than that. So you can have heading 2 until the rest. So I'm just going to do for the left section, I'm just going to do a H2. I'm going to copy this. All right. So follow a clear process, and then Below it, we have a paragraph, which I'm also going to copy. So I just hope we can cover a lot today. Actually give room for questions. If we've been arranging them. So we have, okay, let's see what this looks like. Okay, so we just have, like this was even what I was talking about. I closed the wrong one. Okay, so yeah, so you see we have it at the bottom here. So this is process section. We don't have enough space, so in my style.css now, I'm just going to add. Yeah, so I gave the explanation. I said, because of SEO purpose, you don't need to have more than uh, one H1 in your work. So it kind of reduces your ranking if you're to host, if you're hosting it and you need your page to come up. So if people search for your page and then they get to see, it makes your page ranking to be low, basically. So I don't know if that answered your question, Simon. Okay. So we have this text here. The next thing that we need to add now is this our button. So this button here, so different strokes for different. So here now we need to add this button now. We have a learn more button. So this is actually supposed to take us to a different page. So you're going to use an anchor link instead of a button. It looks like a button, but it's actually an anchor link. So I'm going to use my href to, I'll just put my hash sign there. That it's not going anywhere yet. And then I'm going to write a learn more. So I'm going to give this a class. Remember we had an orange button class. So let me just do this first. Orange. I can spell orange BTN. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what we have. So this is it. So this is this section, like this is this section. So we still have this other part to work on. So for that section now, so first things first, I need to actually divide my page. I need to divide my page into two parts. So this left section and then this other section. So this is looking like it's away from. So this is like 60-40. So this left section now, I'm just going to call it in. Really struggling with this. Okay, so I'm doing process section. So process section, and then inside process section, we are now targeting the left section. Left section has a width of 60%. I'll do 55%. 5%. Let's just do for the right section too. Section right form section. So this right form section has a width of 45. This gives us 100%. So I'll do 40 here instead. So I kind of need space in between both of them. So that's my reason for doing that. Let's see. Okay, so you will not even notice that something has really happened here. So we need to add content for the other section. So here now, inside here now. So let's see what we have on the Figma file. So we have three items here, which we need to style out. So I'm going to use an unordered list. So because this is like 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to do my UL. So let me just do a let me just do a UL. So that UL has LIs, and then inside the LIs you have this LI, you have this is like the image section, this is the text section. So I'm just going to do it that way. So I'm going to do a image section. Just its section. All right. So I have downloaded one of those images. So we have one. This is one, and this is the line. Yeah, so I'm going to use that to style out my own. So I believe we all know how to export. I don't really need to like go back and start explaining that part. So I exported them. Then inside here now, I'll just add my image, srcimg slash. Let me just do this. All right. img/1 png. I'll just write first item. Okay. Yeah. So that's why there are like different ways to do it. You don't just use only one way. So this is my image. And I'm going to put my text in the text section. So I'll use a true. You didn't try it out now, somewhere. So inside here, I'm going to do a H2. Just paste this. Then I'll do a paragraph. Get this guy. So you could actually copy from here or just go directly. So let's see what we have. Okay, so we have this one on top of the. All right, so remember that we had a flex class. So I want it to be side by side. So I'm going to do a class of flex on my LI. So that means this my image section and text section will be side by side. This is what you have now. All right. So yes. So the next thing to do is you need to add that line now. So I'm going to just add a div just below this. Just going to line section or line box. So inside here, I'm also going to do an image. I'm going to do ifg slash line. I'm just going to call it centered line. Okay. So let's see what we have. Okay, so this is the line here. So it's away from home. So we kind of need to fix that up. Okay, so for us to fix that, I'm going to target this process, right process section. Close this. So copying this. Targeting my image box. That image box, I called it. Image section rather. So image section. So that image section kind of takes a width of 100%. No, it has a width of 15%. So the reason it is 15% is because, so let's see the Figma design now. We kind of have this. So this is like, yeah, this is part of it. This is a little bit of it. And then this is another section. So it's like, so this is like 15%. This is like maybe we can just say 70% because we still have some extra space here. So I'm just going to do it that way, 15% for the image section. So I'm just going to, yeah, I can just duplicate this shift alternate down. So then another thing I just want us to take note of is see the way that this thing is arranged. There are a lot of you that don't pay attention to how your codes are arranged. Like, see how my CSS is. So when you finish one style, you kind of like give a one-line space before you go to the next one. And as much as possible, the names should actually be on the same line. The name of your properties should be on the same line. So it's not like one is in China, and the other one is just like that. You just do it like that, like so, because you're writing codes, and then these codes actually someone else will actually have to play around with it. So as yes, your indentation is important, very, very important as the word. So okay, so we have image section, and then we have this should actually be text section. Yeah. So when I talk about CSS, I don't mean for just CSS alone. I mean for even your HTML to also always pay attention to all those things here. So 70%, 70 plus 15, that's like 85. So let's see what we have. So this guy is even taking conversations. So Image section. This is a class, right? Process section. It's not even picking up the sense. I'm here wondering, right? Okay, not form section. It's actually process section. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Yeah, right, process section. Okay, so it has adjusted it. You see that space there. So I need my images to be centered. So I'm going to target the IMG itself. I have a width of 100%. Okay, so I have this happening now. And it's repeating to the ends of the earth. Okay, so we have that now, but we need to fix our line because our line has increased and it's going to the ends of the earth. So I'm going to target this line box here, and then target the image. Image section, line box. So I'm trying to be more specific. That's why I'm going the long route, because if I do what the style I want to apply now, if I apply it to the IMG, it will also affect the numbering, and I don't want it to affect the numbering. So I'm going to do a width of like 2 pixels for the line. Right? So this is what I have now. So I'm going to just center it. So this is my IMG. This is my image section. So I'm just going to do X align of center. So it's just a trick play on this guy. So this is at the center now. And then this my number is looking quite big here. So let me just do I'll do a margin right here for the image section, because I kind of need some space between it and the other distance. So margin right of 10 pixels. So yeah, I have that space now. And then this is looking like ahead of our. So I'll reduce from 15 pixels to like 12 pixels so that it's not so big. Yeah, so I have something of this sort. All right, so I have one. I need to still style it out. So this is like, so I need to get the font size here. Font size is 32 pixels. And it has a font weight of 700. I need to do target. I need to target the H2 here. So right section, X section. So I'm copying this. X section, and then I have my H2 here. So this H2 has a font size. I've kind of forgotten what I'm talking about. There's 2 pixels. font width of 700. Okay, let's see what we have. All right, so I need some padding at the top. So maybe 20 pixels. Okay, so we have that. This, and then we kind of have this through this. So this one, the font size is 18 pixels, font width of 600. So I'm just going to get this, and this now becomes scrolling. So next section, paragraph. Yeah. Says its editor is stingy. This configuration, you need to configure your own to actually start predicting things, make you lazy. So this is 18 pixels. So 18 pixels, font weight of 600. Then padding top. And so let's see. Okay. So let me see. I think the color of this, the color, so it has color, it has a base theme. I'm just going to paste that guy. So if you're having problem with formatting, you can actually install Prettier extension. I think that should help you. Prettier extension, using your VS Code, just search for Prettier extensions. So I have this section now, and let me see. So this is what it looks like. So I need to do a space between these two items so that you know who is who. So I'm just going to create a custom class. Let me give space here. So I'm just going to do a class of justify. So let me just push this. Justify between. I hope you guys can still hear me. Justify content space between. All right, thank you so much. So justify content space between. So I'm going to put that justify content space between. So it's a custom class. I'm going to put it beside this. You can have multiple classes, not just one class. So it's a custom class. Justify. When you get to Bootstrap, you get to understand what I am doing. Justify content. Justify between rather. Okay. Then put in justify between. Justify between. Okay. Honestly, left section 55, right process section. Okay, right process section. Okay, so I see my problem. change in one place, don't change everywhere. Okay, so we have some space here. So we have this. I'm just going to duplicate for the other ones. So since I have one LI, I just need to duplicate for the next 3. So let's see. So this is what I have. I could actually give some space at the bottom here. I could just say, I need to target right section. I need to target the LI itself. So right process section. Going to target the, just use the UL, LI. Could actually just go directly to the LI, but just be me. So margin bottom maybe 10 pixels. So let's see what we have. So we have some space here. We have this here. So, so this content here, you could actually change it one after the other. So I believe this section, let me attend to this other section. I kind of need us to cover. So here now, here, I'm going to do a width for my H. So I'm going to increase my font to 8 pixels. Let's just start out first. Okay. So let me check my HTML. Inside my HTML, I have so I have a H2, the left section. So I'm just going to put this first. This left section. Okay, so I'm supposed to target like my H2 here. Okay. So I have this now. So I'm going to do like a margin top because you see it's not the same line as this one. So I'm going to do a margin top. Okay. 40 pixels. Okay. So I also need to reduce this width because so it's either you reduce the width or if you want to break it, so it's like you're choosing. Yeah, Tolu, what's your question? Yeah, can you unmute? Yeah. Okay, you can't. Yeah. Okay, so just type it out. Okay, so okay, so top and so you use top is okay. Yeah, you use top when you have when you're using positioning. Whereas margin top just works for block level elements like so. You use top when you're using position and absolutes, all this, yeah, all those things. But when you're using things like when you're just using plain normal your normal quotes, yeah, that's when you can use margin top. Maybe even with position, you can use margin top, but top basically works with position and right. Okay, okay. So yeah, back to this. So I want to give this a width. So that's a different approach. For some people, they could just use break tags. So I'll just do a bit of let me do 70%. Yeah, so that can work. So that's broken down to those number of lines. I could also do same for my paragraph. Because you notice that it actually doesn't fall to the next. Let me just confirm that. So this is 16 pixels, font weight of this, and then it still has that opacity thing. So I noticed that there are some people that just come here to copy. You just copy this thing like that. You just copy as it's like this. You even copy position of absolute, and then your work is looking so wonderful. So it's not everything that happens here. You know, when designers design this thing, it just arranges it however it understands. So when you're implementing it, all these absolutes, if you use absolute to build your page, yeah, what you need to style out things to work according to the normal flow. This absolute removes your page from its normal flow, and then you kind of have to like imagine what you'll be doing using a top of 2,228 pixels to position this thing. So it's actually not that. So let's take note of it. I don't know if I've pasted that. Okay, if I've done this, and I need to get the obesity side of life. So obesity kind of lightens your or lightens your color. So that's why it's giving this kind of faint color like that. So I want to give this a width of like so I'm doing maybe 60%. So more than that's last in there. And then this I think this is fine. This is fine. Yeah. Okay. So let's go over to the next section. So for this next section is a very interesting section. So many ways to achieve it. So I'm just going to do a section, what will I call it? Offers, offer section. this offer section. My offer section, so I'm using an ID of section. All right, so we still have this, so it starts at this point. So you see that it has this height of 100 VH. So we need to specify 100 VH. This other one looks smaller, so no need for maybe 100 VH. But I kind of give it padding at the top and at the bottom so that that works. And then we can see it. So for this section now, so we need to do like a container. Then that container will now style it out. So I'm going to do container. Then inside the container, we now have, let's just say H, maybe H5. Just going to copy that. H5. Then I have, this could be like a H2. So you could actually use a custom class so that everything is unique. The style you have here and here, they kind of match, and then you don't keep repeating stuff. You actually do that. Okay, so I have this section. Then I'm going to do a different section like for this item. So let's see what this looks like first. So this is what I have. So let me just put my background color for the offers section. Okay, so offers section. So I need that padding. That's one. I need that gray background. Yeah, so I'm just going to copy this. Okay, so we have this. So you see what 100 VH does? It kind of fills this entire space. So I know I just have here to play around with. So some people copied this thing as images and we're creating it. So these are not images. We're going to create this div. Because if you copy it as images, you cannot do the hover effect on it. So you need to kind of, so you see when you hover on it, the designer actually did this so that you know that you need to hover on it to get the state. But the problem is that we don't have icons that kind of match this. So when you hover on it, it's still going to probably have this black background. So yeah, we'll just do that. So these numbers, you guys can actually just change it. Okay, okay. So interesting conversation in the chat. Okay, so offer section. Doing this now because I don't even know what I want to do. Okay, so I need a section. I need a section for offers. So offers. All right. So this is offers. And for offers, I'm just going to put full predictions. Like, I wonder how this AI is actually work. Like, they just understand my code and then just think out what I want to do. So I want to create these boxes now. Now, I kind of explained this on Sunday for those people that joined the call. So you can use, instead of dividing, splitting this into like 2 rows, you can use a single row to achieve all of this. Like you do a flex and a flex wrap to achieve this. So we're just going to do that. So I'm going to do a div. So I'm just going to call it offer box or offering box. Okay, so offer box. So inside the offer box, we have an image and then we have a text. So let me confirm. So image and text inside here. So I'm going to do image. So I'm just going to add an image. I need to export one image at least. Yeah, I'm lazy to get all my images. So this is my icon. I am going to export. Fine. So this view is actually different. I've explained it before because I am actually this is like a draft uh, in my what do they call it, Figma. So I have access to it. That's why it's looking this way. So from your own end, it will be different. It will be different. Naming this to car. Okay, so there's something I'm not name. Let me open this well because not understanding why Siri name here. So okay. So inside here now, I'm going to just put, I'm referencing my car, img/car. Yeah, another thing I noticed is we kind of put this slash in front of our, yes, in front of the images. And then when you now push to GitHub, it now gives you an error. Maybe your image doesn't show. The whole reason is because you're doing a slash. When GitHub comes, it doesn't understand what is happening here. So the way to fix it is either you go direct from the image, or you do a dot slash so that your image will show properly on GitHub. So let's take note of that. So I have this car, I'm just going to call it okay, so I have this image, then I have a paragraph. So this my paragraph has diagnostics, right? So specs, copying diagnostics, pasting it here, right? Okay, so let's see what we have. Why do we have this? So, offer section, and so let me just do offers. Okay, so I'm not going to put any style yet. So let's see what we have first. Okay, so this is so wonderful. And then this heading, this H2 and H5 should actually be text align or center. Offers section H5 and H2. They should actually be centered. So let me just do that first. This is H2, comma. This should be H5. So I need next align of center. Interesting. So I need to create like my boxes so that I can actually store stuff inside it. So uh, so we have offer box. As so for my offer box, I need a background of white. Okay, I need to get a height for it. So this is 232 pixels. Now, so this is so large, so wonderful. So I have this, and I want to centralize my item inside. So what I would have actually done multiple at once, but I want to just make it concise. So this is actually stretching to the end. I could have done multiple at once and just do it, but I don't want to repeat code, or I don't want to do for one and then keep repeating stuff. So I want to centralize this whole stuff in the middle of this div. So this is like one box. So if I add more boxes, it should actually reduce, and then I should be able to fix things up. So for me to do that, I kind of need to do a display of flex inside here. And then I need a justify content center. I also need an align items center. All right. So let's see what we have now. So you see this is here, but now we now have this side by side. So the way to fix that is you're basically trying to center a div. So you should actually group both of them. A div, and then I'll put this also. Okay. So you see, this is centered now. The next thing I want to do is I want to centralize my text. So I'm just going to add a text align of center here. Just basically for that text. I don't want to be very specific. So I have this now. So I've done for one. I can now duplicate. So I do not want to now start changing for each of them. So I'm just going to duplicate into like 8 boxes. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Okay, so the usual way, it stacks one on top of the other. So that should tell you that we need a display of flex. So I could actually have used my flex property if you so choose. I could just add flex here. side offers. So different strokes for different tones. See, this is what I have. So this can actually work. Then I kind of need to specify what size, how much space do I want for each offer box. So this offer box, so like I explained on Sunday, we have 4 items here. So assume this is 100%. You want to share 4 items. So 4, that's 100 by 4. So logically, it should be width of 25%. So let's see. So you see it kind of spreads out more. And then okay. So I kind of want this to wrap, like when it, because this is, yes, this is a, so it takes 20%, but it's still continuing on the same line, not minding that, oh, it's more than 100%. So I'm going to target offers. And I'll just do flex wrap. And I want it to wrap. And what that does is like so it kind of breaks. So when it gets, so this is like 25%, 25%, 25%. So when it gets to like 100%, it knows that, oh, this space is, it has received enough for this row. So it has to break and go over to the next row to continue from that point. I don't know if we understand what, yeah, do we understand that? Do we have questions? Okay. We understand that. We understand what flex wrap does, do we? All right. So 25%. So I am wrapping. So not evidential. So I'm doing a flex wrap of wrap. Then I still kind of need, remember, I have this justify between, but my justify between will not work because this is like 25%. So justify between has a property of justify content space between, but this is 25%, so you can't give space between each of them. So I kind of need to reduce this from 25% to like 23%. And then my justify between kind of gives this space, which is looking too much from 11 to 24%. So we have this space for each of them. And then what I would like to do is I want to give a margin button here. Margin button of maybe 10 pixels. Yeah. Okay, so we have this. Okay, so we do like 12 pixels. All right. So I need to give a margin top for offers so that, yeah, it's margin top maybe just 40 pixels. So I need that space to be there so that It's not touching this guy. So this space here. Then I need to do a hover state for the offer box. So on hover, so this is the class that is affected. On hover, I want a background box. So you can use background color or background. So I don't know if that's the color. Let me just confirm. So FF643. All right. So I also want the color of my text to be white when I hover. Right. That kind of stuff. Then I kind of maybe need, it's not a button per se. Well, I would have said let's add a cursor pointer, but it's not a button. Okay. So let me check in this. Okay. So we have this. Okay, so you can add transition effects so that it's kind of slower. You can add a cursor of pointer so that that works for you. So that's so I believe we can export this one after the other and then fix all of that. So I think I need a margin button because I'm also going to add this section too. This learn about services. So I'm going to do a margin button. So offers margin button of like 15 pixels. Okay. And then I need to add this now. So for this section, as you learn service, I'm just going to do it under, so I'm closing, this is my, yeah, this is this. So I'll just do, so it's within that container. I'm just going to do maybe learn arrow, something. Now I'm going to have an anchor tag, href of this. So because when I click this, it's supposed to take me to somewhere. And then inside here now, I have learn about services. I have this arrow, so I'm just going to add both of them. Then, don't know if that's capital letter. I tend to forget things. I just remove my eyes. Oh, well, except physics. Sure. So learn about services, so small letters. So I also need this arrow. So let me just get this arrow. Okay. Expect. So exports. I need to confirm what I'm exporting. So an arrow. I will export this. Okay, so let me just drag and drop since I've been lazy to do a whole lot of things. So I'm renaming this. Expand this properly. Okay, so arrow. That's my arrow. Yeah. So inside here now, I'm just going to going to combine paragraph. So I'm just going to do paragraph. So I'll just say paragraph here. I'm going to copy this. Yeah. So reason is that I'm going to add an image here. img/arrow. Okay. So I have my a tag, my paragraph. So let's see what this gives us. All right, so we have this. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I want to target my len arrow and arrow. Okay, and arrow. And then in my len arrow, I have an anchor tag there, which I want to do a display of flex, because I want the text to be side by side with, yes, so I need something of this sort. I want my color of text to be, color should be maybe that color. Let me see. Specs, yeah, that color. So I also don't want text decoration, so text decoration of none. I don't want that on the line. That's why. So I have this. I want to move this over to this side. So I'm going to get this len arrow. So you see, display flex is like very important. So len arrow, I do a display of flex. And then I do a justify content because I want it to be at the end. So I do a justify content flex end to be at the end. So this is what I have. But I kind of need some space here between the learn about service and this. So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to put the P, and I will say margin right of 10 pixels. This is what I have here. So, yes. So do we have questions? Yes. Yeah. What's your question? Yeah, can you speak up? Obviously, can you unmute? Speak up. That moment, really. Okay. Can you guys still hear me? And be settled.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hear you, sir.
Yes, we can hear you. I have a question.
We can hear you.
Other people can unmute. Is that right?
Okay, sorry, I'm here now.
All right.
My question: why did you add both the paragraph and the image inside that anchor tag?
Yeah, because it's actually going to be clickable now. So It's either someone is clicking, you can click on the text, it takes you to the next page, or someone can just say, okay, I want to click on the arrow instead. So both of them, this is like they both perform the same function. You get? So when you click on either the text or the image, it should take you to a new page. I don't know if that explains or that answers your question.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, so we've done this. All right, let's go to the next section. Is there any other thing that I'm missing here? So let's work on this section now. So somebody went here and had to.
Excuse me. You are missing. You've not done that third image at the top. That has the orange background.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. This is like it's supposed to be on hover. It's not supposed to be like static. So all of them will be like this. So when you come and your mouse goes over it, that's when you get this feel.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So this section now, somebody went and got this whole image and put it there and submitted it. So this is like, these are like different sections which you kind of need to style out so that they fit properly. All right, so let's see how we can get this working now. Okay. So here now, I'm just going to call this tools. Let me just call it tools. I can't come up with a name now. So, session. Naming things is something else. I wonder how Adam really did it. Sitting down to name all these animals. Okay. So let's just, so inside here now, we still need that container thingy, but we don't need it because this stretches to the end. Don't need that. So what we need to do is we kind of need to split this into 50. I'm going to split it 50%. I'm just going to do three things. I might not get exactly, but I'm going to divide it. So this will be like, so dividing 100% into 3 places. So this will be like 20 plus 40. It will be like 60. So 20, 40, 40. Let me just go like that. Yes, so someone is asking about this. So what I said is that this was just the designer telling you that you need to hover, that when you hover on any of these things, it should be white. It should have a white color. So it's not like it's supposed to be this color per se. It means that when you just bring your mouse on top of it, it changes to this white color. So I hope that answers you, Emmanuel. All right. So I'm going to do different section. I'm just going to call this car section. class section. Then I'll just call maybe orange section. And then just again, don't know what to call this one. I'll just call it 2 sections. No, not 2 sections. Section. Okay, so this is 2 section. Okay, so like I said, 3 sections. Yeah, so that's a problem. The problem is you cannot change that image. So it's actually an oversight. You can't change it on whole one. It will still be black, which is not a good design practice per se. So there are ways around it. See that we get a white icon that when you hover on it, it does that. It changes this, you hide this black icon and then show the white one, and then do the reversals. That kind of stuff. Okay, so here now, this has a height of 502 pixels. So I'm going to do for 2 section now. This 2 section, I'm going to do ID. Right. So 2 section has a height 500. Let me just do 500. And then I'm supposed to like split all of this into small distance. So I said my 2 section, I'm targeting the class section. So this is class section. So I'm targeting the class section. So class section has a width of say 20%. Then we have orange section. And we also have the auto section. Okay, so this is 40%. This is another 40%. This sums up to 100%. So yeah. So here now, so I want to like do each of them, give them the necessary styling that we need. So here now, I want this image. I need to export this image. Let me preview. So this is the car. I also want this image. Export. All right. So let me just get them out. Okay. So I want to put this here, and then I need to Nested. I'm able to copy that. I need to extract this. There's supposed to extract all. Extract. Right. Just pull this in. All right. So this is. So let me rename this to like photo. Then this to so my naming is so wonderful. Don't mind the image. All right, so yes. So this orange section should have a background of, so let me just start there. So this has a background. This and again. So this height, I'm actually going to adjust it. I'm just going to add the height for this because I have a feeling that this alternative one. Let's see. So let's. So I have this other section. So they're like stacking one over the other. Well, if you're using positioning, yeah. Yes, from the way it is actually designed, it's actually looking that way. Okay, well, let's just start out first. Great. So I have a background image, background URL. I'm doing so inside here now. I'm trying to come out of my style folder, so I'm doing /img. I'm entering the img folder now. Inside the img folder now, I have my carback.png. So I don't want it to repeat, so I'm going to add a no repeat here at the end. I want to background size of cover, and then I want background position of left. Okay. Okay, so we have hands raised. Tijani, how is happening?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
About that last section that we use flex wrap.
Yep.
What if you reduce the image size? I hope another one won't jump up.
So is best if you reduce the width. So if I say instead of that 23% now, if I reduce it to like 20%, if I reduce it to 20%, this will now contain 5 months. Yeah, or lower than 20%, because it kind of feels up. So this is 23 plus 23, that gives you 46 plus 23, 69. Then
69.
yeah, add this other one, add the another 23. So you see that it just occupies, it tries to manage like 100%. If it's going to be more than 100% by adding the next one, it moves over to the next line. So that's that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Samuel, what's your question?
Good morning, everyone. My
Yeah.
question is about referencing image coming out of your what's it called CSS folder.
Yeah.
I had such that kind of how will I say code line, and it didn't show up in my what's it called GitHub.
Yes.
Because I haven't tried using Cloud Link, and it still didn't show up. I don't know. How do I fix that?
Yeah, it's still the same way. Double dots in front, do a slash, reference your image folder, depending on how you actually do your folder structure. But if you're using this same one I'm using, you do double dots, you do your IMG, your carback, and that's the image name I mean, and then it should actually work. So it's double dot. I think Merit, I think Merit answered that for you.
I tried fixing that. It didn't work actually because in my GitHub it won't show up, but in my VS Code and my browser it will show up normally. So that's the challenge I'm talking about. But in GitHub it won't show up. That's the problem.
Actually, we'll probably talk about it more on Slack. I hope I'm not so. Talk about it. All right. So let's go on. I want us to cover some this. I want us to get to that last section so that I don't know, Sha. Time is almost 1 minute. So I need them to be side by side. So I need a display of legs. So this is what I have now. So for this last one, I'm going to also do a background image. I'm just going to repeat this, except I'm going to use server. So, well, I've seen the position. Okay. Yeah, so I'm seeing the position thing. So you could actually use position, but me, I'm usually careful when it comes to position because that thing can really be tricky sometimes. So if there are other ways around it, PNG. Right. That's this is what this is what so this still gives me a bit of what I need in order to start struggling with position and start saying, oh, do this. Yes. All right. So the next thing to do now is we need to centralize. We need to do this. We need to create this section. And for us to do that, I need to get in touch. So I'm going to use a H2. Inside my orange section, I'll just do a div because I want to do some magic inside here. I want to do a H2 here. Put this. I'm coming for you, I beg.
Okay, good morning, everyone. He had a glitch in his network. He will join us soon. Good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay, it's 10:45 already, and I think we should be rounding up normally by 10:50, but there's a glitch in his network. So let's take these discussions back to Slack. I've tried reaching out to him. It is his network. So we'll continue on Slack, and our next class is on Thursday, same time. All right, have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello?
Hi.
Sorry, it's possible that Ugochukwu want to give us something to work on. I believe that's how he does every